today I'm going with a slightly different approach. I've actually been working my way through the book to try to figure out all the concepts that might need explaining or things that might need more details that would help to have it on a video that explains the process of how to do it. But we're very quickly getting to the point where I don't have much in the book that I need to really give much tutorial on. So after chatting with Dreadlocks, we decided to do more of like a discussion video and talk about certain concepts rather than hard rules and how to approach them. So today I'm going to talk about stats and the character. Specifically, creating very specific characters that are specialized in one place or characters that are more well-rounded, and the pros and cons of each, and kind of how you might play them or see them played. So, first off are your very specifically statted characters. These are the masters of their craft, whether it be the barbarian, who is just so strong he can pick up boulders and chuck them across the field, no problem, or the ultra charismatic, it's a bard, let's be honest, it's always the bard. Or, the paladin, or any other one who has to do a lot of talking. Those that, by their words, and they are so convincing, so good at knowing what the other person wants, that they will be able to tell them exactly what they want to hear and make them follow them. And in the same way, you have specializations really for any skill. The willpower character that will not be dissuaded. The super agile character who can jump building to building, a la superhero style. So, many people, when they approach building their characters, say, okay, here's the concept I want. I want my character to be that strong. I mean, he's a barbarian, right? Everything he should be doing should be punch harder, punch better. And yeah, that is not an unviable system. It puts you into a certain box, but within that box, you are a master. Now, this is compared to a more well-rounded character. Say, okay, I have my barbarian, and when he's in a fight, his strength is definitely going to be to the advantage. But what if we have a puzzle to solve? What if there are riddles that need breaking down? Or what if I'm put into a situation where I have to talk my way out of a problem, and punching my way out of the problem just won't do it? Well, if you're playing a specialist, you're faced with working with stats that are no longer what you need, and having to be very creative to find a way to either get it back to your stat, or to use something else or some other form to get out of the problem. Now, you can end up in a lot of weird situations for that. I reference my cook character a lot. He was a lot of fun to play. He definitely taught me some fun things. But he was not meant to be a charismatic character. I had all of his points in intelligence and willpower because he's a mage and I needed the mana. And I put a decent amount of points into agility just to give him a weapon just in case. And occasionally using the agility of that character to get around, do things, that type of thing. But so often, because I made this character charming in his personality, I ended up having to talk my way out of problems. But I had so little put into charisma that talking my way out usually didn't go very well. I would talk well, but roll so lowly that anyone I was dealing with just wasn't impressed. So I found myself saying, okay, this keeps coming up, so maybe I do want to make this character more well-rounded. I want to start focusing a little more on giving him some charisma, because so often he ends up talking his way into or out of a problem, then that needs to be addressed. So you can kind of see you have a balance of one area or another. Let's say let's just keep going back to that barbarian. It is the stereotypical character that usually, in many games, it's called min-maxing. You want to put so many of your stats into your attack, your defense, your health, to make your character the ultimate fighter. The ultimate, I'm going to punch the dragon in the face, and it's going to go down in one hit type of character. That is your stereotype. So your min-maxed barbarian. Yeah, they are going to be great if you need to punch down that wall or take down that door. But like I said, let's say you have an instance where, okay, now you're going against a ghost. It's not your usual type of character. It can only be damaged with magical type attacks. What does your barbarian do in that situation? A more well-rounded character may have taken spells, or perhaps had some magic items that they attuned to, or something to that extent that would allow them to continue on. Whereas this barbarian now is kind of stuck. What do they do in this situation? And I'm not saying any one way is right or wrong. I personally have a preference for semi-balanced characters. Take a couple of stats that your character doesn't need so much and let them kind of drop by the wayside. And yeah, that character's going to struggle in those situations. It makes it more interesting, it makes you creative in how to go through it, and it does create for some fun challenges. But I say usually I go for a couple of stats are higher, a good chunk of stats are at the middle, and a couple of stats are on the lower end. So it all balances out across itself. But that's just my approach. Really, there is no right way. I say this so often in these videos. There is no one right way to do things. Really, it's just, do you want to be someone who is the master of their task, or would you rather be a jack of all trades type of individual? They all have their merits, and a lot of it's going to come down to what does your group need, what is your personal preference. Like, if you're playing a specialist, you are going to shine in the spotlight when it's your time. However, if you like to be involved in a ton of different pieces, let's say you're the charismat that now that you're in the fight and it's a mindless creature that you can't talk your way into joining you or stopping the fight, then you may be stuck at the back of the battlefield going, well, now what do I do? And if you're okay with that and, having your moment where you're chatting with the mayor of the town and you need to convince this whole town to work with you, yeah, you're going to shine there. If you like that playstyle and if you're happy to have your moment in the spotlight and then when the spotlight's off of you, be able to step back and let the others manage, then, hey, happy day. Meanwhile, the more well-rounded characters will have more opportunities. However, except for moments with exploding dice or exceptionally good storytelling moments, they're never going to be able to shine as much. They are more stable, but they will not have those big moments as often. They will have a harder time actually achieving them. So, like I said, it's a balance. I would love to hear in the comments what you guys actually prefer, what your approach for building a character is, and how you prefer to do it. Do you actually prefer to be focused in one area and be the master of it? Or are you the type that wants to be more well-rounded? Let me know over in the comments. Thank you for watching this video. It's, like I said, a little bit different form, more discussion, less tutorial. I'll throw up all my usual stuff over here. And, hey, thanks for joining us in the world of Rupture. Check us out at rupturerpg.com. Check us out in our other various social media platforms. And, hey, hang out with us. The game's coming out soon, over in September. We are super excited. Have a great day, everyone.